100 men versus one gorilla. On the internet, it's a joke that won't die. Some swear the men are doomed, one by one. Crushed skulls, broken bones, shattered pride. Nobody brave enough to rush the beast first. Others laugh and argue. Just dogpile it. With enough bodies, the gorilla goes down. And then there are those quiet, unsettling comments. What if the men have nothing left to lose? What if they're so desperate, so empty inside, that fear isn't a factor anymore? Could they win then? We argue, we laugh, we calculate bite strength, punching power, and the human will to survive, but we never answer it fully. Because the meme isn't really about a gorilla. It's about the brutal fight every man faces, alone, at night, against the animal inside himself that refuses to die. Inside every man, hidden deep beneath reason and routine, there's a creature. Not made of fur or claws, but something darker, older, impossible to tame or fully control. It wakes in the silence, when daylight distractions fade and you're alone, defenseless. Every day, 100 parts of me gear up to face it. My logic, my discipline, my carefully built routines, my pride, my ego, my desire to be seen as strong, capable, unbreakable. I send them out bravely, hoping this time, it'll be enough. But the beast doesn't fight fair. It doesn't care how often I've beaten it before. It waits, patient, cunning, knowing all it takes is one moment of weakness. Just one night when those 100 soldiers inside are tired, worn down, vulnerable. And sometimes, despite my best intentions, those 100 men within me fall silently, one by one. Comparing depression or guilt or loneliness to an animal might sound dramatic, until you felt darkness claw through your chest at 3 a.m. Maybe your gorilla is regret, the kind that wakes you at night, whispering about things you can't change. Maybe it's the memory of someone you lost, someone you couldn't save, someone who walked away and took your strength with them. Maybe it's anger, a rage so deeply hidden behind forced smiles that you barely recognize yourself anymore. Or loneliness, the emptiness that grips your chest when the noise of life fades away. Mine is all of them combined, pacing restlessly behind the bars of my self-control, always waiting for a crack. When that gorilla finally charges, it's never loud. No battle cry, no smashing furniture, no yelling. Just a quiet, devastating collapse as my carefully constructed defenses fall like dominoes. Defeat isn't dramatic, it's subtle, so quiet. No one else even notices. You stop answering texts, you forget to eat. You avoid mirrors, afraid to face your reflection. You replay every mistake you've ever made, looping endlessly in your mind, drowning silently. You lie awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering if you'll ever feel genuinely strong again. Your friends think you're fine. Your family believes your excuses. Your coworkers barely notice the subtle change, but inside, you become a battlefield, fighting a war that nobody else can see, hear, or understand. I get why men turned 100 men versus one gorilla into a meme. It's easier to joke about an absurd battle we'll never face. It's safer to debate hypothetical courage than admit the terrifying truth. We're afraid of what lives within us. We laugh because it hides our vulnerability. We joke to mask pain. Every bro, I could totally take a gorilla, is armor. Every bravado-filled comment just another desperate attempt to hide the truth. Most of us can't even face the darkness inside ourselves, let alone beat it. We're taught to toughen up, to hide pain, to grin through broken hearts and crushed spirits. So we laugh, argue, and pretend. But beneath every meme is a silent cry for help, a recognition of the fight we're afraid to admit we're losing. I remember one night clearly. I sat alone on the edge of my bed, phone buzzing endlessly on silent. Friends texting, colleagues checking in, unaware I was frozen, paralyzed by the gorilla inside me. That night, the beast whispered truths I never wanted to hear. You're failing. You're not strong enough. You're alone because no one sees the real you, and if they did, they'd leave. My 100 voices, my pride, strength, logic, went quiet. One by one, they gave in, defeated by a voice that sounded painfully like my own. That night, I didn't sleep. I didn't move. I just sat there, helplessly watching my inner defenses crumble, feeling utterly alone, like no one in the world could understand this private war. But here's what the meme doesn't capture. Winning isn't about numbers or brute strength. It's about courage. The quiet courage to keep fighting, even when defeat feels certain. Real strength isn't 100 loud voices shouting down the beast. It's one exhausted, shaking voice whispering, "I won't quit tonight. I can't quit tonight." If you're sitting in that dark right now, if the gorilla is winning and you're barely holding on, you are not alone. Every man you've ever admired, every man you've envied, every man who seems to have it all together, he has his own gorilla, his own silent war. Tonight, just surviving another round is a victory. You may not win every fight, but you become stronger every time you refuse to surrender. So keep fighting, not because victory is guaranteed, but because there's honor, dignity, and strength in refusing to quit. They'll keep joking about 100 men versus a gorilla, but I see you clearly. And tonight, if no one else tells you, you fought bravely. You survived another round, and that means more than you'll ever know. Lion After Dark, faceless, raw, real, for every man who fights alone.